Well, good morning, friends. Hey, Wanda here at GNRB Farm Homestead. Well, I'm in the house. I did chores, got all that good stuff done. It's starting to warm up some. Yay! I hope to get outside this afternoon, but I have my little grandson this morning, so I'm going to do some things inside. So while he is taking a nap, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make some homemade tooth powder, okay? And this is for people that don't want fluoride, okay? Because fluoride really isn't that great for you. I know we all been brushing our teeth for years and years and years with that fluoride in that toothpaste, right? But you know, fluoride in the water, and they put it in the toothpaste. So this is a healthier option. And you can still get your mouth clean, your teeth clean. So I thought we would give it a try. I tried it once before, and I got it from a homestead lady. And I tried the powder, and I didn't seem to mind it. But you do have to, like wet your mouth prior to putting the powder on your toothbrush. And then swish your mouth with some water, before you start brushing. And then you would just brush as normal, but when the time comes to do, to spit out your stuff out of your mouth, you'll want to put that in the trash can. So have a trash can nearby, because the ingredients in this, not that I would say that it will, but I wouldn't over time. It could, it's got some clay in there, and, over time it could clog up your drain. So I would just take that first initial major spit that when you're brushing your teeth, take that first initial spit and put it in the trash can. Or put it, in some toilet paper or whatever you need to do, but not down the sink. And then after that, yes, you can rinse and, do your mouthwash, and floss and all that good stuff. But that first initial, you'll want to get rid of that in the trash can. So just remember that, okay? All right, so look, we are going to make homemade tooth powder. Now, this consists of bentonite clay, and it has detoxifying properties, and it also helps with gum disease, and it supports remineralization of the teeth, and it lessens stains, and then gives you fresher breath, and the baking soda helps clean and polish your teeth. We have salt, which helps with bacteria, okay, and has minerals that are in there because we're going to use a unrefined mineral salt that will help with the good health of your teeth. So, and then we got some spices and some flavors that you think you would like, as far as spices or some essential oils that are digestible. You can put those in there. So the flavoring of it is your choice, okay? But today we're going to do a basic mint, a kind of a mint, warm spice mint tooth powder. You are free to change up your spice, to switch out your essential oil. If you don't like peppermint, you can use spearmint. You can use orange. You can lavender. There's a few that are okay to ingest. So, because you're only using 8 to 10 drops in your tooth powder. So don't go overboard and you'll be fine. Okay, so look, I got some things here, and we're just going to do this tooth powder up, and I'm going to use a little jar with a plastic lid. I'm not going to use any metal spoons. I'm going to use my measuring cups that have the spoons on the end. These are so awesome. I love these. And I'm just going to use those to do my measuring with, okay? So, now, you will need 1/8 of a teaspoon. Now, if you don't have 1/8 of a teaspoon, most people probably don't have that size. That is like a pinch of something, like a pinch of salt, Or you can take your 1/4 teaspoon and only do half of that. That is the same as a 1/8 teaspoon. So either just do the pinch, rough it, or you can measure and only do half of your 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm going to do the half of the 1/4 of a teaspoon. So when I say 1/8 of a teaspoon, you'll know. Okay. So we've got our spoons. And I'm going to use my nice scale because I'd like to see how much it's actually going to weigh. It's a small batch, I believe. You could probably get you one of those little spoons, for your powder to put down if you do a jar like that. A little plastic one, no metal. Because, it may react with the bentonite clay. So so try not to put anything metal or, in it. So, but if you use a nice plastic lid, you could just give it all a good shake. And then you could take your little plastic spoon, put your toothbrush, wet your mouth, take your little, you could even wet your toothbrush a little, but don't do it over top. That's why I would say if you had a little spoon or little scoop, you could take it and just over the sink sprinkle your toothbrush with your powder. Now, of course, it's just for you, so it's up to you if you want to dunk it in there. That's entirely up to you. I don't think you're going to be letting anyone else use your powder. So if you want to make different ones, just put different jars, put their name, and then, everybody has their own. So that's a cool way to do that. Okay, so we're going to use this jar. Now, we are going to need 2 tablespoons of bentonite clay right off the get-go. Now, these are all organic. And try to use organic as much as possible. That way you have everything healthy going in your mouth. Okay, I'm going to put this on ounces just so, I know, excuse me, roughly what that is. And I've got my bamboo sticks so I can, stir really well when I'm done. That way. So you want to tare your jar or bowl or whatever you're going to use. You want it on 0 when we start. Now, I get mine. I use different vendors for my bentonite clay. I use Piping Rock. I use Mountain Rose Herbs. I use the herb shop that's close to me. So it just depends on who has, in this day and time, who has the best price. But Piping Rock has pure bentonite clay, and sometimes they run sales where you can buy one, get one. That's a good one. That's when you want to just grab one of those, so stock up. Because bentonite clay takes a long time shelf life. So, okay. 2 tablespoons of bentonite clay in your container here. you know, there's one. You can get it as level as you can. You don't have to be, you know, we don't have to be too precise. You know what I mean? So, I'm just going to see if that helps you. There, I think you can see that better. There you go. Move that up just a tad. Now, that was a little over an ounce already. So, okay. So now we need 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Okay. I use Bob Red Mill, organic, gluten-free. It don't have to be Red Mill. You can use whatever as long as you can find it, you know, in an organic, pure form. Okay. 1 tablespoon of baking soda. There we go. We got that in there. And now we're going to add in, we're going to get our 1/4 of a teaspoon, because this is really going to be our 1/8, because we're going to go only half of that in there. So we're going to do our salt. Okay, we're going to take our 1/4. We're only going to put half of that in here to make that 1/8 of a teaspoon. There we go. 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves. Now, mind you, if any of these other things, like the cloves and the rest of these, that you don't like, you can omit them and replace them with other spices that you like. But we're going to go 1/4 of a teaspoon, or 1/8 of a teaspoon, I'm sorry. An 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves. Because cloves are potent, man. You can go a little light on them. Unless you like cloves. I don't mind them, I just don't want it too heavy. Okay, now we're going to use some ground cinnamon. Now, I buy organic Ceylon cinnamon. That's the real bomb, real cinnamon. So, you need to look for that if you're just buying store-bought some. You know, regular in the grocery store. Look beyond the grocery store if you can. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of Ceylon. Now, that is, I'll show it to you. Let me put my lid back on. Ceylon cinnamon. Okay? Look for it. It is so good for you. Okay. You just replace it instead of your regular cinnamon. Okay? It's cinnamon, but it's the real cinnamon. Okay, now this is where your flavorings or your other spices of how you want your tooth powder to taste in your mouth. Do you want, if you want a little bit of sweetness, okay, we will be doing, now, I have what you call this organic stevia that's leaf, cut and sifted. I buy this organic stevia leaf. And then, so what I did was, I took my magic bullet, okay, and I powdered some. See? It's all powdered now. Okay? I took like 3, I don't know, I took it to that max line. You know, this little cup on your magic bullet, and I powdered that. And I can just save this, you know, that little bit in another little container, and I'll have my powdered stevia when I want it. Or if you don't want to use powdered stevia, the company now makes organic liquid stevia, okay? Now, this is the original stevia. It's a little pricey when you buy organic liquid, but it doesn't leave that that aftertaste. You know, sometimes that these sweeteners like Equal. Of course, I would not eat any of those. No Equal, no Sweet and Low. You know, none of those. If I was going to, it's going to be stevia, because at least it comes from a natural, healthy plant. But I find that sometimes the leaf, it's okay in tea, it's fine. But, you know, just to have it, it leaves that little, you know, they leave that little artificial taste, that artificial aftertaste in your mouth. So I didn't like that. So I went and got the liquid. And believe me, one drop, is like a teaspoon. One drop. That's all you need. One drop. It lasts forever. I am still like way up here. And so you can either use the liquid, and it's made by Now. You can Google that. The company Now, N-O-W. They have really nice organic products, so I trust theirs. But I'm going to be using my leaf, and I powdered it in my bullet, my magic bullet. So I'm going to use that today. Okay, so we are going to use, because everything else is in the powder form, so I'm going to try to keep it as much to the powder form as I can. And I need 1 teaspoon. Okay, so we're going to take our 1 teaspoon. Now we're going to make that as level as you can, because, you know, stevia is sweet, so you don't want it, you know, overly. So make it as level as you can. 1 teaspoon of stevia. Okay. And did you know you can grow your own, stevia? You could put it in a little container, you know. It's a herb, you know, you can grow it. So look on that instead of buying it. But this is going to last me a long time. And I like to have it on hand because you never know when you need stevia. So okay, we got our stevia in there. Now, okay, before we go to our essential oil. Now, you can use any flavoring of essential oil, depending on, you know, the spices that you're using. So you'll have to get creative. But this one is like a cinnamon spice, mint. So we're going, and I'm already at 1.8 ounces. So it's probably going to be about a 2 ounce powder by the time, it's roughly 1/8 to 2 ounces. So we have some ingestible, says ingestible, okay, peppermint. You can get those online also. You can also get them from Piping Rock. I mean, I really like their company. They have organic, and then they have non-organic. So you'll decide what is in your budget and what you prefer. So before I add, so we're going to do, I would have either had I'm going to do peppermint. But I also, if I didn't have peppermint, I think I would have chose spearmint too, because I like the, if you ever ate spearmint gum, it leaves that fresh, tingly, refreshing taste in your mouth. So I think my other option would have been if I didn't have any peppermint. Or you could use, now if you don't have peppermint or spearmint, essential oils now, you can take some peppermint leaf, okay, some dried peppermint or dried spearmint leaf, and just powder it up, and then you'll have that to add to your powder if you want it all powder form. But a few drops in your powder is not going to hurt anything, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, and now that we are done with the scale, I'm going to shut my scale off and move it off to the side because I'm going to be stirring my, I'm going to take my bamboo and I'm just going to stir all this in really well with the baking soda, the bentonite clay, the cloves, and the cinnamon and the stevia. You want all your ingredients really, really in a nice powdery form. All mixed well. So a nice bamboo stick does very well for that. Okay. And then we're going to add our 8 to 10 drops of peppermint. Okay. You can adjust those as you make your tooth powder. Say you use 8 drops this time in this batch, and it wasn't quite minty enough for you. The next time, add 2 more drops and see if it makes a difference. You most certainly can. Or try the peppermint leaf and grind it to a powder, and maybe that may give you a better taste. Okay, I think this is pretty good. So now I'm going to add I'm going to just automatically do, I like it real minty. I like that real minty. I love spearmint too, but I'm going to do 10 drops right off the get-go. So I'm just going to do my 10 drops. There we go. 10 wonderful drops of pure organic essential oils. So let's take our bamboo and just cover that little bit of essential oil so we can get that mixed in. Okay. And I'm just going to work that oil in there. And of course, the more it sits, the more the flavoring will get through all the powder. Okay? So, but I think if you break it up, the more it will be. Now I'm going to show you the beautiful color. It's like a pale between gray and green. That's what it looks like. I think it's mainly because of the bentonite clay and the stevia makes it that pretty color. Let's give it a smell. It does smell lovely. You can definitely smell the cinnamon and not so much the cloves. I really smell the cinnamon and the peppermint. He was wiggling a little. We're almost done. Okay. All right. So let's get of course you want to label this, and by all means, put the person's name on a sticky, like, hey, this is Wanda's tooth powder. You definitely don't want anyone else into your tooth powder. And hey, make a little batch, give it to a family member to try. Right? Hey, let's just give this a good shake. That way, before you use it, you're getting all those oils blended into your powder, and there you go. That is like almost 2 ounces of tooth powder that you can try. And I am going to be trying this because my dentist isn't very happy with me most of the time when I go. So we're going to give this a try. and hopefully it'll help with my teeth and my gums. And hope you'll give it a try and let me know, hey, do you make your own homemade tooth powder? And what flavors or scents and spices do you add? And do you use the bentonite clay? Please do. It's the best stuff to have for detoxifying all that in your mouth. So, hey, today we made homemade tooth powder. Ours is a cinnamon mint flavored. And let me know if you've made any. And would you be willing to try a tooth powder with no other chemicals and no fluoride? Let me know. Okay, thanks for stopping in today. And we'll see you real soon here on the homestead. Happy spring. It's almost here. We're being in the 70s today. It is going to give us the love bug bite today. We're loving that. Okay, we'll see you real soon. Take care. And hey, God bless.